Hello students, how are you? As I told you that I'll be very soon starting with my English classes, CBSE term 1 class 10 and CBSE term 1 class 12. Okay, till now I had been giving you small you can say information about English and general introduction about myself, that I am back with my English classes after having worked for 3 years with these academic experts for NEET and IIT, and now I am back with my own venture. I'll be doing multiple things, but all will be finally ending up with consultancy and English. Now today might as well give you a small you can say know-how of one of the poems, okay, or you can say one of the poems of English literature for class 10, which is coming in term 1, and the name of the poem is the Ball Poem. It is called the Ball Poem. It is in the book First Flight, and this poem is all about losing your innocence and then going through that phase of a sense of loss, and how to overcome that sense of loss, and how to accept that nothing is permanent in this world, is this poem all about. Maybe you know about it, maybe you do not know about it. I'll tell you something about the poet. Actually, the poet John Berryman, okay, John Berryman, when he was just 12 years old, he lost his father. And after that, he went further for his studies. His mother took good care of him. But you know, that feeling of sense of loss that he experienced at a very tender age stayed somewhere in his mind for a very, very long period of time. Okay, and then he wrote this poem. And when he wrote this poem, he's talking about the Ball Poem. After having given you the introduction, a general brief, that when he was a small boy, he lost his father. Okay, and he had that emotional, you can say, vacuum, and he was not able to cope up with that loss. He was not able to cope up with that emotional turmoil that he was going through, and there was no, you can say, way to vent it out, to share it with someone. So he wrote this poem. Okay, and when he wrote this poem, it is about losing a cricket ball, a small ball that he had with him. It has nothing to do with the ball or the doll or whatever toys we have. What the poet is trying to say, that some things, some toys, some emotions are very close to our heart. Okay, and money has no role to play in that. And when we lose these so cherished things, okay, they are no longer things, they are symbol of emotions for us. Okay, and when we lose them, we have to part with them. It is very difficult to you know, handle that situation of sense of loss. Okay, and this sense of loss turns into sense of despair, and this sense of despair turns into desperation, and it takes a very long time to come to terms that this thing, this person, this object is not going to come back to us. Okay, and this is what the poet is trying to say through this ball that the little boy loses, that this ball is not just a ball. Okay, this ball is one's boyhood. This ball is one's childhood. This boy is one's innocence. This ball is one's, you can say, bubbly life, full of laughter, full of, you can say, carefree life. And one point comes in life that you have to part with that, and you have to develop that sense of realization and sense of understanding that you just cannot take things lightly. You have to be a little matured in life. Okay, and how he projects that, what he has to say. Okay, and this is what the poem is about. I'll read out the extract. Okay, I have a habit of first reading out the entire poem, and as and when there are some symbolic meanings, I give those symbolic meanings. I don't give the literal meanings. I give the literal meanings, but it is more important to go on symbolic meanings, because that is what the poet is trying to imply. A boy loses a ball. He is very upset. A ball does not cost much, nor is it difficult to buy another ball. Why then is the boy so upset? Read the poem to see what the poet thinks has been lost and what the boy has to learn from the experience of losing something. And here goes. What is the boy now? Underline is. What is? What is means mental state. Now here means sense of grief. It does not mean sense of grief, it implies. Who has lost his ball? Underline ball, it means youthfulness, innocence, boyhood. What? What is he to do? I saw it go. I saw it go means it was not in just one go, in phases, step by step, merrily bouncing down the street and then merrily over. There it is in the water. Water here, gone forever. Gone forever, fathoms deep, lost, vanished. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. Underline, oh, there are other balls. Consolation, false promise, misguided promises. And ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy. Ultimate is unending. Unending. Shaking grief. Shaking grief, sense of shock, disbelief, unexpected. Grief is sorrow, sadness. A sense of loss brings this feeling of grief. Fixes, grips, registers forever. Fixes the boy. As he stands is unable to react. Rigid is stiff, shocked, dazed. Trembling, scared, nervous, unable to accept, scared to take the challenges of the next phase of life. Staring down, contemplating, trying to understand, a state of being perplexed, okay? All his young days into the harbor where, looking down, all his young days, underline young days, youthfulness, boyhood days, happiness, innocence, playful ways, into the harbor where, harbor, deep down the sea, deep down the sea. Harbor here means gone forever, settled forever. His ball went. Ball here means first phase of life, boyhood, childhood, okay? Playfulness, cheerfulness, carefree life. Went is gone forever, over. One phase of life, over. I would not intrude on him. The poet is saying, I will not disturb him. I will not interfere in his state of despair, in his state of, you can say he's in this transit phase. He's a phase of transition. He's moving from one phase to another phase. This phase is going to give him a lot of confusion. This phase is going to give him lot of questions will come to him, and let him find out the answers to these questions himself. Okay, I will not intrude and complicate things for him. What does he mean to say? That there are certain things, there are certain phases of life, there are certain situations in life where we ourselves have to find an answer to. Many questions will come. We'll be in a state of dilemma. We'll be in a state of confusion. We won't have answers. We do not know what to do next, how to go about. But the more the people you will consult, the more you will, more people you will talk to, you will be in a state of confusion. Certain decisions are taken on your own. You have to decide on your own. You have to find an answer to all these things. So if anybody intrudes, it only complicates. So he's saying, I am not going to intrude. If he is in a state of despair, let him handle it himself. If he is in a state of dilemma, to be or to be not, what to do, what not to do, how to go about with the whole thing, let him handle himself. Okay? If somebody handles for him, we are not letting that person become independent. But if the person, we are giving time to somebody to handle one's problems, one's sorrows, one's griefs themselves, then what happens? We are allowing them to mature in life. Okay, so this is a kind of a processing that the poet is allowing this little boy to do without intruding, without interfering in his, you can say, this phase he's going through, this transit phase he's going through. Okay, I would not intrude on him. A dime, another ball is worthless. A dime, money. Another ball, the new one. Everything is meaningless. What does it mean? That the memories that we make in life, they cannot be replaced by money. So what the poet is trying to say? The poet is trying to say that try to make as many good memories as possible. We lose people, we lose friends, we lose things, we lose relatives, we lose our parents. But if we have made good memories with them, if we have spent good time with them, these memories basically are the best medicine. These memories help us to fight out that state of despair we are into. Okay, but if we do not have memories, if we have not spent quality time with them, if we have not spent good time, if we have not gathered some memories of our childhood with those people and things and objects and friends and relations that we have lost, it will be very difficult for us to come out with that from that state of despair. So he's saying that no money can buy those memories. Okay, no money can replace those memories. Only the memories that are left now are so meaningful for this boy that they will only help him to come out of his sense of despair. So here, as I was telling you initially, that if we try to connect his real life incident of losing a father at the age of 12 is very appropriate to losing a ball at the age of 12 when he was a boy. So the poet is not reflecting his own reality in this poem, but what he is trying to do, somewhere unconsciously it is being seen here. Okay, and in form of a ball, he is talking about the emotional loss that he went through when he lost his father at the same age when this boy lost his ball. Okay, and he's trying to say the memories of my dad, the good memories of that I had made with my father has helped me go through that phase and come out again positive and with a sense of, you can say, accepting the fact that nothing is permanent. Everything is bound to come to an end. Okay, and every time something that comes to an end, some relationship that comes to an end, few things that we lose, everything, every person, every relationship has to come to an end, but we must learn to accept that loss. Okay, and move on with our lives and let only the good memories help us sustain that loss in us, help us to fight that loss or sense of despair or helplessness. Because when we lose people, we are so helpless that we just cannot get them back. But if we have good memories with them, it does help us to fight that sense of loss. This is what the poet is actually trying to say, giving an example of ball. Ball here is not in terms of that plastic round thing that we know of. Ball here is basically a very cherished thing for a boy. Okay, and do not take it as an object of a plaything, but we are taking it as an emotion. Okay, a dime, another ball is worthless. Now he senses first responsibility. This is what I am trying to say. For the first time, he is getting that realization. What realization he is getting? That those you love and your possessions will not be there forever. He has understood this thing. The first loss has given him a message that nothing is permanent. Everything is bound to go. It has to come to an end. And we have to develop this sense of responsibility by accepting this change. Okay? And we are forced to do things that we do not want to do. And what we do not want to do, we do not want to part with those things, those objects, those relations, but we are forced to do that. Okay, so what is this message here? That you cannot do anything about some losses in life. All you have to do is you have to accept them. Okay, you have to get up, learn to stand up, be strong, and get on with your life. This is what the only mantra of happy survival in life is, according to this poet. Okay? He senses first responsibility. In a world of possessions, people will take balls. Balls will be lost always, little boy. Little boy is you and me. Okay, the poet is telling all of us. Okay, as a senior, he is saying that to all those who are youngsters who have just stepped into the world of learning new things, taking new challenges, going through new setbacks, and then facing them and fighting out and again moving further. What is he trying to say? That please understand, this is a world of possessions. Balls are possessions. It could be an emotional possession, it could be a materialistic possession, okay, anything. And these possessions are being snatched away from us every now and then. Our balls are being taken away from us every now and then. Okay, and they can be taken away by destiny, by people, by circumstances, by situations, by natural calamities. Anyhow, these things will be taken away. But what we have to understand, this is the part of life. This is the part of life. This is the message of life, that people come and go. They make good memories. We live with the memories. But there are certain things which cannot be undone. Okay. And then balls will be lost always, little boy. And no one buys a ball back. And you certainly cannot get the things that are lost forever. You just cannot get the things back that you have lost forever. Now, money is external. It is said that money can get you back everything. No, it cannot. It is only external. External means all those things that are available at the shelf, you can get them. But if you have associated some emotions with the things that you have brought from the shelf also, so you can get the things from the shelf, but emotions you cannot buy from the shelf. Money can only get you things that are external, that is objects, things. Okay, but anything that is internal, feelings, love that we have, compassion that we have, relations that we have made, money cannot get you that. So this is the limitation of money. Money just cannot get you things which are internal. Money can get you things that are external. Okay, so that is what you have to keep in mind. So don't depend on money. Money cannot buy relations. Money cannot buy the lost emotions. Money cannot buy the lost people. Money cannot buy the lost feelings. Money can only buy things that are available, sold on the shelf, which has got a price tag. Emotions do not have a price tag. Money cannot do anything. And emotion is an internal thing. So money is external. Only things that are external can be bought from money. Anything that is internal, within, soulful, cannot be bought from money. This is what the poet is trying to say. No one buys a ball back. Money is external. He's learning. He's learned this message. Okay. And well behind his desperate eyes, the epistemology of loss, how to stand up. You know, he is still dwindling. There is an imbalance. What imbalance the boy is going through? What is the transit phase? A transit phase is there is an imbalance. What imbalance is there? The imbalance of the mind and the heart. Okay, this imbalance is there. His mind is saying, I know what I have lost, I cannot get back. But the heart is not ready to believe it. The heart says, I wish I can get it back. Okay, this imbalance is there, but he's still learning. He started understanding. What he has started understanding, see what is there in the book on page number 46 of First Flight book. Now, what is he understanding? He is learning. Learning is understanding. He has gauged few situations. And this understanding between the desperation of the eyes and the knowledge. Eyes are desperate. Eyes are the reflection of your heart, not of your mind. Okay. Brain is the reflection, mouth is the reflection of your brain, whereas eyes are the reflection of your heart and soul. So there is desperation in his eyes. In spite of knowing the fact, in spite of learning that things that are lost forever are not going to come back, and still his heart wants it back. So the eyes are in desperation. I wish I could have. So what is the imbalance? The imbalance is the desperation in the eyes and the understanding or the knowledge that it is not going to come back. So the study of the nature of knowledge is called epistemology. So there is a combination of two things, okay, two situations. One is the epistemology and another is the desperation of the eyes. That is, his heart is not ready to believe that my ball is not going to come back to me, my lost relations are not going to come back to me, my lost dad is not going to come back to me, the emotions that are gone are never going to come back, people will never come back to me once they are gone. This epistemology is there, but the desperation in the eyes, I wish I could have them back. This imbalance he is going through. That is called a phase. That is called a transit period. Okay, that is transition from not understanding to finally understanding. So this transition has two very beautiful terms given in this particular line, that is desperation of the eyes and epistemology of the understanding that once anything is gone is never going to come back. Okay, so he's learning well behind his desperate eyes there is an understanding. What understanding? It is an irreparable loss that cannot be repaired. Something that has been done, we just cannot undo it now. And this realization is telling him, now you have to learn how to stand up. Stand up here means not on your toes. You have to up and about to accept. Okay, how to stand up, knowing what every man must know one day. And finally, we have to understand all of us. Every man is all of us. He is also understanding what everybody should understand. He is also knowing now what everyone has to understand and what everyone knows. Okay. And most know many days how to stand up. Many days how to stand up is carry on with the life. Major losses will come. Major valued possessions will be taken away from you. But life should move on. And you should come out of your desperation. You should come out of your grief. You should come out of your state of despair. Okay, state of despondency as soon as possible and carry on with your life. That is the message that we have in this poem, that the ball that the little boy has lost is not the only one. Many more he will be losing. Many more cherished possessions he will be losing in life. But he must carry on with his life. Accept it. Grieve over it. Mourning is also important. Lamenting is also important, but only for a specific period of time. After that, stand up and move on, because change is the nature of this whole life. Okay, there has to be a change. There should be a change. There ought to be a change. If you do not accept this change, you are not going to make a life for yourself. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Please go through this explanation that I have given. If you have any queries, you can write it down in the comment section below, and please like and subscribe so that I can give better chapter explanations to you. And thank you so much. This is Sarika Sagar signing off from Karma Careers. Thank you.